June is Internet Safety Month, a great reminder for families to pause, check in, and ensure their online settings reflect their values. Digital safety expert Kathy Pedreas joins me now to share a safety starter pack for families. So thank you so much for joining us. It's nice that we can have just a little pack maybe to kind of keep in the back of our minds. So how can parents help teens build positive digital habits?
Exactly. It is all about keeping things simple, right? As parents, we're already fostering quite a bit going on. So, one of the things, as you mentioned, it's June, it's Internet Safety Month, and this is a great time to check in, review those settings with our families, foster those conversations. And so, this month, along with TikTok, I've partnered to launch the Family Safety Starter Pack, which I've posted on my account, which basically consists of 3 main tips that you can get started today. As I mentioned, they are easy, they are doable, they are not overwhelming, and they are effective.
Okay, so tell us what those steps are for this starter pack.
So the safety starter pack consists of 3 main steps. The first thing you want to do is secure your account, and that's done through the security checkup. So this is actually a tool that's available within TikTok. Adults, teens, everybody should be in this particular folder. But basically, you would go through your security settings and privacy, and then your security settings. And there's a security checkup list that prompts you to do things like enable two-factor authentication or two-factor verification, which is very important. Also, doing backup logins for to access your account, things like that, monitor unusual activity. So securing the account is number 1. And as I mentioned, everybody should do that. Then step 2 would be to set up the family pairing tool. So for teens in particular, TikTok already has actually 50 preset safety and privacy settings built in. Parents love that. But in the family pairing tool, this is where you can customize the experience, customize, things like screen time is always a very popular topic, or adjust content. You can filter, really customize the For You feed is what we call it on TikTok, and you can block things, and all of that is done there. You can get alerts when your kid posts, etc. And then the last thing that I really want to highlight is when it comes to, parental controls, when it comes to online digital safety, it really is an ongoing conversation. But this is sometimes a place where parents get tripped up. We don't know how to start. We don't know what the teens are thinking, etc. And so I always direct people to TikTok's Guardian Guide. This is something that's available on their website. And what I really love about this is that they took input from teens and parents. So you can really see what are other teens have questions about, what are their thoughts on this particular thing, what are other parents asking, and then you can use that to start those conversations at home. And it really is an ongoing process. Parental controls are one tool, and then the conversations are really what make the parental controls stick.
So what are some common mistakes, though, families make when it comes to online safety?
I would say one of the big ones is thinking that it's a set it and forget it kind of situation, right? And if you think about the development of a child who's, 13 years old, 16 years old, 18 years old, just thinking about that, their interests will develop over those times, right? And so something like adjusting their profiles and their security settings is also something that needs to be adjusted. The way I like to think about digital safety is that we're really preparing them for the future. The same way that you teach a child to ride a bike or roller skate, you don't just go outside one day and then it's all done. It's little steps where they're learning balance, they're learning they need their knee pads, their helmet. It's the same thing on the internet. This is the knee pads and the helmet and the practice, and it really is ongoing. And by the way, you can start those conversations even before they get on TikTok.
Yeah, that was going to be my next question. When should we be having those conversations?
As soon as your child has any kind of device in their hand, you can start conversations about online safety. Of course, on TikTok, there's lots of videos, there's lots of things going on, so there's a lot of places to start the conversation. But I have young children, and even little things like, oh, notice how that thumbnail had a picture of a beach ball, but the video didn't have the beach ball. That is because sometimes things we see on the internet are not correct, right? And so even small things like that, like this photo has this thing and the video didn't, like that is a conversation about distrusting everything that we see online.
Yeah, we can't trust everything we see. So thank you so much for joining us. I know this is a huge and important topic, especially for the kids and teens. So where can we go for more information, though?
So one of the things I did on my feed at Kathy Pedreas on TikTok, you got to be on TikTok. If your kids are on TikTok, you got to be on TikTok too. I did pin the video that talks about some of these tips, goes more into depth, where to find them, all of that. Also, the Guardian's Guide, which, as I mentioned, is on TikTok's website. That's a really good place too to find a lot of these tools and features and be directed to more resources.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much for helping us out with that today. Everybody stay safe. And if you'd like to see this interview again, just head to First Coast News Plus.